Now we are moving on to Philip Choban. Philip is the founder and CEO of Telios. His experience is rich and complex. Investments, finance, banks, private placements, real estate, trade, and manufacturing. Philip has been involved in successful startups all over the world and has lived in Hong Kong, Indonesia, India, and Romania. Philip moved to Romania from the United States in 2009. He came to the country at the request of his late wife, Carmen, who was Romanian and had been suffering from Alzheimer's. It was during this time that Philip made a commitment to stay in Romania and do something to improve the access of ordinary people to a high-performance health system. Thus, Telios was born. So for a session on the driving forces of healthcare, please welcome Philip Choban to the Impact stage here at Techsylvania. Philip, the stage is yours.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm sitting down because actually, I don't know about you, but the pandemic, I've gained a little bit of weight. So sitting down is actually the best way to discuss. And television or video is supposed to make you look, I think, a little fatter, but everybody says, wow, you look absolutely great. Are you on a diet? And I say, yeah, kind of. What kind of diet are you on? Seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. So anyhow, with that, I kind of like to start out because I have emotions when I do these, and these kind of things make me a little bit better. So what I want to do, if you'll put up with me a little bit, I won't see me, but you will see me, thanks to, I don't know, technology, okay? So what I want to do is share my screen, monitor. Oh, now I'm getting all this stuff, huh? Okay. And let me ask you, do you see this? Do you see a presentation?
No, I do not see a presentation right now.
I do not see a presentation right now. So it means I got to go entire.
I think there's maybe like a share screen button down there.
Well, let me put entire screen down here. And now, oh, now I see something. Let's see. How about now?
No, I can't see anything. But do you see on right on the bottom there? There's the monitor with the slash through it.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And it's not working. Here we go. I see it now. Oh no, now it's going crazy.
How's that?
There we go. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. Now we can see.
This is
there
good.
We go. All good. All good.
Now,
I leave it to you.
Good. Thank you very, very much, everybody. See the marvels of technology. Okay. What I want to talk about today is something near and dear to my heart. As Trevor said before, I started this journey, I'll call it, because I moved back here, I should say, in 2008 again, because my wife developed a form of Alzheimer's disease, early onset, when she was 44. So by the time she was 46, and this was right around 2006, she didn't know me anymore. She lost English skills, all these things. So being an entrepreneur has its advantages. So I had the chance to actually move back to the States where I could afford full-time help and take care of her. But the downside of it was I didn't work for 11 years. I took care of her until she actually passed away in 2015. And by that point in time, I was getting antsy to do something again. So I looked around. I said, what do I want to go back to the States? Do I want to stay here? I decided to stay here. It's been a good move. I have a lot of friends. I like the life here. I like the style here, everything. So what I want to talk about today is what we do in medicine and telemedicine, what I see coming of it down the road. So what I want to call this today, I want to call it the driving forces behind healthcare. I want to ask you, let's start with telemedicine first. Do you know where telemedicine began? Since most of you can't answer, I'm going to assume some yes and some no, okay? Telemedicine actually began when they first began to send the first animals up into space, 1956, 57, 58, when the US and Russia were actually competing. The Russians were sending up Sputniks, and we were sending up, I don't remember the names and everything, but this is what the spacesuits look like, and they were telemetering everything back then. So it actually started on the larger scale like this in right around 1958. So going from there, 60 years have passed since then. And if you excuse me 1 minute here, like always, I always forget to turn my phone off. Okay. 60 years have passed. What a difference. Things have changed. They don't have all the cumbersome equipment and everything. Now it's all miniaturized. Why? Because of digital. Because of the smart guys like the guys that just spoke to you, Valentin and his group, everything, okay? Not my group, for sure. All right. Now, let me ask you, who would you trust your life with? Would you trust your life here? Or would you rather trust your life here? Operating room of tomorrow. I don't want to get into this because what I want to talk about is how simple things can really be. Things can be simple, things can be complex. What you've seen so far started out simply, and it's becoming actually very, very complex now. Everything. Let's fast forward to 2020. What happened? Pandemic. COVID-19. Everybody was required to put these on. Banditos outside, I called them, okay? We were required to wear these. We still are, all right? If all these signs, no contact, no greeting, sit on the bus with everything. What happened? Things changed. How did things change? Especially, how did things change? Like this? This is what it was like. Go and stand in line. Go stand in line at a clinic, healthcare facility, ER room, everything. That's what it began out with. You can see this. This picture, this line maybe went for, I don't know, a kilometer. Who knew? Or would you like this? Now I'm showing a group in my age group, maybe a little older, I hope, all right? This, pick up the phone and call, something simple where things should start. Being an American, we work by what's called the KISS principle, and I know most of you know it, okay, but we added to it. It's called keep it simple but stupid, because it's KISS. And this, the driving force starts at bedside care, but now is moving to what we call phone side care. And do you know that nurses make up the largest segment of the healthcare workforce? Everybody thinks about, oh, a doctor, a specialist, everything. But where does everything start? It starts out with the nurse. We've learned that, all right? We learned that in the States a long time back. By the way, Telios is a new concept here. Online medicine is a new concept here, more or less, but we've been practicing it in the States for 25 years, our sister firm. And Matt, if you're listening, you are a big part of this because you taught us a lot too. Therefore, the nurses that are the front line of all this, they have the potential to drive the healthcare industry's evolution. This is the beginning, only the beginning. So what happens? We can talk one. You can pick up a phone. You can talk to a doctor 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, holidays, New Year's, Christmas, bar mitzvahs, whatever you want, okay? You can pick up a phone and do it. This actually took a lot of research to do because Romania is so much different than the States. And look, those Romanians listening, we did research on this, okay? We asked almost 10,000 people. This is how all of this began. What are you comfortable with? Are you more comfortable with doing online work? Are you more comfortable with video work? Or are you more comfortable with telephone? The majority of the responses were, we're more comfortable with telephone because another side joke here, what do Romanians like to do most? Actually, what do most people like to do most, especially the younger groups and everything now? They like to talk on the phone. Now it's beginning to move into actual text work, everything. So you can talk one or you can see one. This is becoming a big factor in the tech world, and how do you secure it, and how does GDPR affect, and all these things but video consultations are actually a big part of psychology, nutrition, and derm work. And by the way, for you ladies out there, not to be a chauvinist, but majority of women do not like video because if they're going to make a call, it's in the morning, and most of them said, we don't want to do it because our hair's a mess and we have no makeup on. That is a true fact. We got that. And it was kind of a little bit of a joke, but it was good to hear what people were looking for. So video consultations actually have their place also. Then we have online. Online is something that developed very quickly and is now overtaking telephone, because online you can type a question in, and if it's not an urgent question, you'll get a response within 2 or 3 hours time, and it's more along the doctor's timeline and yours both. Online consults right now in the States are about 80% of what we do there are online, and 20% phone. Here they're growing, they're right around half now. It's right around the 50-50 mark. So things are beginning to change. What's driving that change? We are, of course, humans. Humans are driving that change. So what does all this lead into? This leads into the clinic being able to come home to you directly, being able to have instruments that they can do blood pressure, eye, EKG, EEG, anything almost you can do it in the office, not 100%. You can do at home now. So, and do you need a doctor? No, you don't need a doctor, because a doctor is actually guiding the exam on the other end. So that makes a huge difference in time, cost, protection for you, your family, your kids, everything. There's a whole thing that wraps around this, and it comes at a great time, because everybody is still concerned what's going to happen this month, what's going to happen next month, what's going to happen next year. Can all this occur again? I don't know about the rest of you, but I never ever thought that I would in my lifetime experience what we experienced last year. I don't know if you did or not, but I would bet that Most of you said no, and most of you were probably bent on protecting your family and yourselves more so than you were worrying about going out and I don't know, going to work, going shopping, going outside. Your main concern was protecting your family. So this is what all this is going to morph into in time. Okay. Again, who's driving this? I'm not driving that car, by the way. You are. You, the people. All the people are driving this. The doctors are no longer in the positions that they used to be in. Of course, you look up to them because they go to school, they work hard, they learn hard, everything. But what it's called now is patient-centered care. You are the ones at the center of all this now. I'm at the center. My girlfriend, her kids, anybody, newborn kids, everything. We, the population, are at the center of all this now. So this is how this all works now. Now, what's our vision? What's happening? And it's happening here now. All right. Our vision right now, and it's not my vision, it's a vision of a great team around, because teamwork is the essence of everything around you. Our vision is that patients everywhere will have access to a nurse either via telephone or via a home nurse. We'll have access to chronic care, any of the acute type of cares. We will be, you will see mini clinics springing up in pharmacies already in the States. That's occurring in the States. And by the way, I have to add, what we're doing is not innovate. It's not, everybody says, wow, you're innovating. You're doing this, you're doing that. Yeah, I guess we are. We're innovating something for Eastern Europe and a country here. What we're doing, though, has been happening abroad for years and years and years. We're more or less massaging it and making it fit here. So again, what you're going to see is mini clinics in pharmacies and on employer sites too, where people can actually walk in and have a mini exam done instead of getting up and having somebody replace them on the job, going to a clinic, waiting in line again. All this will be done a lot through online work, because digital prescriptions, digital referrals, everything is electronic health, everything is digitizing, including lab, imagistic, and clinics. You will eventually see the first hybrid clinics soon also that are combining true telemedicine and bricks and mortar. Bricks and mortar will always be something that we need, because with telemedicine, cameras, gimmicks, devices aren't going to resolve everything. Things still need, sometimes you're still going to need the personal attention of a doctor, a specialist, a generalist, however you want to, okay? And then it completes the circle of healthcare and wellness, everything around. So what you're doing is you have a circle of complex care, primary care, acute care, wellness. Wellness is such a huge factor. This pandemic has made people set fat, really, but more or less up here also. Emotional health, family health, taking care of those around you. All this has taken a toll. So we have to address this and actually close this loop. And hopefully, with the help of everybody around us, we will be doing this with a series of partners and things of that sort. I'm pleased to say this is occurring more and more. Strategic planning and partnerships really count. And for those businesses who are looking to do things, healthcare is a great field, but don't think you can do it alone. I couldn't do it alone. Nobody can do it alone. You have to have people surround you and other companies that can help you do it. Okay. Again, I want to go get back to this. What's the main driver and goal here? Okay. The people, you, making a more humanistic way of doing things and getting things done. All right. What I want to do briefly also, because I know my time is limiting out here and everything, and I do want to be relatively on time here. Cluj. Cluj has been a great place to do things with. Cluj ecosystem has grown a lot. If it weren't for the likes of that crew that you saw beforehand, Valentin, Jennifer, Mircha, Tan, Tech Angels, all the groups around us, we wouldn't be where we're at now because we had people here that believed in what we're doing and still believe in us and are helping us grow through their partnerships, their connection. So with that, I want to say a thank you to all of you who have helped everything, because all of you listening, if you're entrepreneurs, your startups and everything, you need this group around you. These are the people that help you out and give you advice and are the ones that are gonna give you more opinions that maybe that you want to hear, but you need to hear. Lastly, I end all my discussions, okay? As I told you, I came back here because of my wife, okay? This is one of her drawings that she was doing in late stage Alzheimer's. This is what her mind was bringing forth and everything. So with that, I dedicate everything I do and a last word for her, because if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be here. So I thank you. I'm going to exit again, I think. And
thank you so much, Philip. It was a pleasure to see you again here at Techsylvania. And I just wanted to say that, and I hope you don't mind, Philip is honestly one of the nicest guys you'll meet. If you have any questions or if you ever want someone to reach out to, Philip is always there. So Philip, thank you again. Really good to see you again. And hopefully we get to see you next year in person in Cluj.
Great to see you, Trevor, and everybody. And look forward to seeing you again. I miss you here. So
yeah, well, I'll be back soon.
Okay.
So it was good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.